boosters, and today I'm going to do a deck, and it is Yugioh 6 Samurai. So it's going to be a pretty quick video, probably. I just got off work and I am pooped, so I am gonna try to record this video and then fix my tripod so I can actually film down as opposed to my mug. So let's get started on the deck. So the first cards that we have is legendary 6 Samurai Kizan. I have 3 of them. He is an 1800 attack, 500 defense. If you control a face-up 6 Samurai monster with a different name, you can special him, summon it from your hand. While you control 2 or more face-up 6 Samurai monsters, it gets 300 additional attack and defense. So it becomes a 2100 and 800. And he's a free card, basically, because you almost always have another 6 Samurai on the field. Then we have Rhoda, reinforcement of the army. I have 3 of those as well. 2 of them are shiny, 1 is not. So, add 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. I'll explain the cards more after I talk about each card. Then I have Xian's Smoke Signal, 3 of them, and they're all super rare. They're all foil. Add 1 level 3 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your deck to your hand. I really like 6 Samurais. 6 Samurai United. Each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal or special summon, place 1 Bushido counter on this card, up to 2. You can send this card to the graveyard, draw 1 card for each Bushido counter on it. There's 3 of those. Legendary 6 Samurai Kageki. 3 of those, and they're all also super rare. They're foil. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower 6 Samurai monster from your hand. While you control a face-up 6 Samurai monster with a different name, this card gains 1500 attack. So he goes up to a 1700, 2000 defense. Kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. He's 400 attack, 1800 defense, and he's a tuner. When exactly 1 face-up 6 Samurai monster you control is targeted by a spell or trap card or effect, you can change the target to this face-up card on the field instead. I have 2 mirror forces. One of them is, I'm not sure if it's secret rare or what. It's got a foil name and then like the glittery foil. And this one you can't really tell, but it's like shattered glass foil. You can kind of see the pattern of foil on it. So that's kind of cool. It destroys all attacking monsters when something attacks it, which is pretty self-explanatory. Musakani Megatama. When your opponent activates a spell card, trap card, or monster effect that destroys a card, while you control a 6 Samurai monster, negate and destroy it. Double-edged sword technique. Target 2 6 Samurai monsters in your graveyard. Special summon those targets in face-up attack position. During the end phase of this turn, destroy them, and if you do, take damage equal to those destroyed monsters' attacks. Now this card, I'm probably going to take out, because I don't like it, Asceticism of the Six Samurai. I know a lot of people keep this card in their deck, but I just don't like. Select one face-up Six Samurai monster you control. Special summon one Six Samurai monster from your deck with a different name but equal attack. During the end phase, destroy the selected monster. The reason I don't like it is because most of my Six Samurai monsters have different attacks. There's very few of them that have the same attack, let alone any that I would really want to get from the deck. So I have Fiendish Chain, 3 of them. This one's foil, these 2 are not. Activate this card by targeting one effect monster on the field. Its effects are negated, and it cannot attack. When it is destroyed, destroy this card. Most of my cards are first edition. I think all of them are. It says down there, and like right there, and right there. So, Elder of the Six Samurai, 400 attack, 0 defense. If your opponent controls a monster, and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's kind of just a cheap way to get a monster out there, if you need to. Legendary Six Samurai, Inishi. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can banish 2 Six Samurai monsters from your graveyard to target one face-up monster on the field. Return that target to the hand. You must also control a face-up Six Samurai monster with a different name to activate and to resolve this effect. While you control 2 or more face-up Six Samurai monsters, except this one, he gains 500 attack and defense. So he'd be 2200 and 1200. And he's a 4-star, so he's pretty good. The Six Samurai, Zanji. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, destroy the monster this card attacked. You must control a face-up Six Samurai monster with a different name to activate and resolve this effect. If this card would be destroyed, you can target another face-up Six Samurai monster you control instead. So, he's got a pretty little combo with one of my synchro monsters that I'll show you in a bit. So there's a few cards that I have kind of just because they're filler. I don't really know what to replace them with. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Enemy Controller is one of them. It's a quick play spell card. Activate one of these effects. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change its battle position. Or tribute a monster. Then target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of it until the end of the turn. So, that's one of them. Effect Veiler, which is a really good card. It just doesn't really fit the theme of the deck. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Then target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls. Negate that opponent's face-up monster's effect until the end of this turn. This is a quick effect. Anti-magic arrows. At the start of the battle phase, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, spell, trap cards, and their effects cannot be activated. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. And it's a quick play. Oh, I'm tired today. Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. Looks awesome. He's a 2100 attack, 800 defense. You can only control one face-up Grandmaster. If you control a face-up Six Samurai monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, Target one 6 samurai monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, that's Grandmaster. Book of Moon. It's a quick play spell. Target one face-up monster on the field. Change that target to face-down defense position. It's foil also. Regeki. Destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Torrential Tribute. When a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. Regeki and this are also foil. Bottomless Trap Hole. Foil, of course. When your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, destroy that monster. If you do, banish it. Compulsory Evacuation Device. As always, foil. Target one monster on the opponent's target one monster on the field. Return it to the hand. Mystical Space Typhoon. Not foil, but I do have a couple foil ones that I'll switch out. Destroy any magic or trap card on the field. Face up or face down. Okay, so I'll show you guys my extra deck, and then I'll explain like how the deck works. So, Shadow of the Six Samurai, Shien. Once per turn, you can detach one exceed material from this card to target one face-up Six Samurai monster you control with less than 2000 attack. Its original attack becomes 2000 until the end phase. He looks badass though. Unformed Void. Basically, I have these cards in here because I don't have a ton of cards, okay? Once per turn, during your opponent's main phase, you can detach one exceed material from this card. This card gains attack and defense equal to the total attack of all face-up exceed monsters your opponent currently controls. Pretty cool. Number 34, Terror Bite. Foil. These are all foil, I think. Except for one. Yeah. Once per turn, detach an exceed material to target one level 4 or lower attack position monster your opponent controls. Gain control of it until the end phase. It's a 0 attack, 2900 defense. Number 50, Black Ship of Corn. Once per turn, detach a material. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card's. Send it to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dying here. Number 32, Shark Drake. Once per turn, when this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, detach a material from this card. Special summon the destroyed monster to your opponent's side of the field in face-up attack position. Also, it loses 1000 attack. And if you do summon this way, this card can make a second attack during the battle phase. So it's basically like, hey, here's a free life point drainage there. Comics Hero Knight, King Arthur. Comics Hero King Arthur. I can't talk. If this card would be destroyed by battle, detach a material. When you do, it gains 500 attack, and if it does, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. It's kind of cool. Gaga Cowboy. Once per turn, detach a material. Apply this effect depending on this card's battle position. So if it's in attack position, this card If this card attacks an opponent's monster this turn, it gains 1,000 attack, and the opponent's monster loses 500 attack during the damage step only. Or if it's in defense position, inflict 800 damage to your opponent, which is pretty neat. Okay, so now we have our synchros. There's 3, 6, 7, 8 of them. So, Stardust Dragon. It's pretty cool. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, you contribute this card, negate the activation, and destroy it. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. Stardust Dragon is my only non-foil. Orient Dragon. Looks awesome. I think he looks really cool. If this card is synchro summoned, target one synchro monster your opponent controls and banish it, which is pretty good. Like, it just will shut down. If your opponent summoned that card in this deck, it would hurt it pretty bad. Naturia Beast from Attack of the Bling, Return of the Bling, or whatever the set. The Bling set. So it's all foiled out. During either player's turn, when a spell is activated, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard to negate the activation. And if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve the effect. That's really good, because by the time you get your synchro monsters out in this deck, you don't care much about your deck. Because the synchro monster, the last one that I'll show you, is basically the key to the deck. Gravity Warrior. When this card is synchro summoned, it gains 300 attack for each face-up monster your opponent controls. Once per turn, during your opponent's battle phase, you can target one defense position monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-up attack position. Also, it must attack this turn if able. So, good way to kill off your opponent's stuff. Yugioh Guardian. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your side of the field in defense position. So it's pretty cool, pretty good. You just steal stuff. Black Rose Dragon. When this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field. Once per turn, you can banish one plant-type monster from your graveyard. Then, target one defense position monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-up attack position. And if you do, its attack becomes 0 until the end of this turn. Basically, this is just used when you need to blow up a bunch of stuff. You just reset the board because, you have to have an answer to everything. So, that's kind of a good one. Naturia Barkion. It's a dragon. During either player's turn, when a trap card is activated, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard to negate it and destroy it. This must be face up. So, basically, if your opponent plays a lot of spells and traps, these 2 cards can shut them down pretty good. And they're strong, like 2,500 and 2,200 attack. So, they're really good if you just need to cancel your enemy's stuff. Okay, so the card that this deck is based around, I need to get another one because you can have 2 of them, but I just don't, is Legendary 6 Samurai Shi-En. So the deck focuses on him. He's the first one you want to get out usually. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can negate its activation and destroy it. If this face-up card on the field would be destroyed, you can destroy another face-up 6 Samurai monster you control instead. So, how this deck works. is these 6 cards right here are used to search out the monsters you need to fill in the pieces. Because you want to get as many of them out as once as you can. Every time one of them comes out, if you get 2 out in a turn, say if you even have one of these, and you get 2 guys out in a turn, which you almost always will, you can draw 2 cards, like immediately. If you have 2 of them, you draw 4 cards on your first turn. Like, it's nuts. Okay, so, okay, yeah, so, like, these cards all, like, protect each other and, like, destroy each other instead. So if you want to destroy him, you can use it to destroy him. And, like, vice versa. Like, they have good ways of protecting each other. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out, because I don't normally, like, use these guys a lot, because there's only one in the deck, so it's kind of, I focus more on the other ones. Yeah, so, how it works is, okay, so it mainly uses Kagemusha, Kizan, and Kageki. If you have Kagemusha in your hand, you play it first. So you get the tuner on the field. And then, actually no, sorry. I get the combo mixed up until I'm actually reading them. So, if you have Kageki on the field, you can summon another face-up one. So, you get Kageki on the field, then you bring him out, which is immediately 5, which is what he costs. So you can get him on the field. But first, you usually bring out Kizan, because if you have another one if you have a 6 samurai on the field, you can special summon him. So immediately, you have these 3 on the field, first turn. Then you sacrifice these 2 to bring out Shien. So first turn, you have Shien and Kazan, right? And then, yeah, so they, like, immediately first turn, if they want to destroy him, it destroys him instead, if you want. And then, this card, double-edged sword technique, you put it face down, so that way on your next turn, you can flip it and bring these 2 back and do it again. So on turn 2, you can bring out all those guys. So it's, like, really good. And then when you're done with your double-edged sword techniques, since there's only 2 of them, you can use him to banish them from the graveyard to return a monster back to their opponent's hand or whatever. So it's like a really fast deck if you get the pieces right, which isn't that hard. Like, yeah, you can draw a hand that has, like, the 10 really crappy, well, not crappy, but like cards that don't combo together in them. So I'm gonna just do a quick shuffle and, like, kind of see, like, if I can show you, like, a decent opening hand. So forgive me, maybe I'll I'm, like, a really bad shuffler, don't judge me. I hope you guys are all having, like, a great day. It's kind of crappy here right now. The sun just came out. So, it's currently like 3 p.m. and the sun just came out. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, so first hand, I have 6 Samurai United, Kageki, Reinforcement of the Army, Kagemusha, Double-Edged Sword Technique, Reinforcement of the Army, and Kagemusha, which is a really, really good hand, because immediately I can put 6 Samurai United face down, or face up, so, and then I have 2 Rotas, so I can search them for both Kizans because it only says control a 6 samurai monster with a different name, which I have 2 on the field. So I can summon them both, play double-edged sword technique face down. So that way, first turn, I immediately can bring out legendary 6 samurai Shien and have 2 Kizans on the field. So it's really, really awesome. It's a really cool deck. I just think it's so fun, and for someone up until the last year, not even a year, maybe about a year, I didn't even know what synchro monsters were. I hadn't played Yugioh since way back in the day, like, oh gosh, I don't even know when the last set that I played was. It was a really long time ago, like a couple years into Yugioh was when I stopped playing. I started right at the very start. So it was a good way to learn. This deck is really good for learning. I'm also working on like an Exodia deck just to be a douche, but it uses like Blue Eyes White Dragon, trade-in method, and like magic mallet and whatnot. So anyways guys, quick video turned into almost half an hour, so yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate everyone who's been commenting and subscribing and liking my videos. Like, you guys are awesome. It's such a great community, and I hope to hear more from all of you because I just love hearing like everything you guys want to say. I like learning about you and just hearing what you guys like and stuff. So my next video I will be doing some more mouth sounds. I just left them in my car. I bought some candies. So